Karahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Hawa, Brakatah Hawa Shai, Brakatah Hawa, Brakatah Hawa Shai, Brakatah Hawa, Brakatah Hawa Shai, the water above the bull called Kadash. I like to give double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teach this truth, the 100% truth. Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. So before the Lord return, before he bring devastation and destruction here to the earth, he's going to give his word to the prophets, man. He's going to reveal the books, and it's going to let it be known what he's about to do to warn his elect, to warn the whole world, actually, but mainly his elect, to gather up his elect. Verse 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh hath not done it? Verse 8, the lion roared, who will not fear the Lord God Yahweh hath spoken? Who can but prophesy? So the Lord prophecies are out on the highways and byways and the internet, pushing out the word, pushing out this truth of the Lord's return here on the earth. But a lot of our people, not going to take heed, man. They're not going to take heed to this warning. Therefore, they're going to be destroyed. And the title of the lesson is called, When, O Lord? When will you return? When will you come and gather up your people and bring in a new kingdom and destroy this wicked kingdom that we're in? Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, as they have it, which we know as Yahweh Shai, going by his Paleo-Hebrew name. His name is not Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must be shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Talking about the Apostle John when he was on the island of Patmos, and he received this revelation, and that's his purpose, so that he can write these things down so to be known to us in these last days and time. His servant John, okay, verse 2. Who bear record of the word of Yahweh and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai and all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for a time is at hand. As you go mainly that part, blessed he who readeth. We have to read, man. We have to constantly read this Bible over and over and over. Even though it's repetitive, a lot of things are repetitive, but it's before your learning, man. Anything that's repeated over and over means pay attention. And that was the revelation of Yahweh Shai. And until One West, received this truth through the prophet Alpha Bivens, I think his name was. That's when the seal was open, man. That's when we would start to get these understanding of who we are, and mainly us as a people. You talking about you so-called Black, Hispanics, or Native Americans. The elder Alpha Bivens, and that's when we knew the name of the Lord, came out. His name was being Yahweh Shai, that we had this false image ingrained in our minds for so long of this white image of this blonde-haired, blue-eyed demon, man, as being our savior. So by receiving this truth, we realized and understood the name of the Lord, man, being Yahweh, Father being Yahweh, and the Son being Yahweh Shai. And we know that he's a melanated, he was a melanated a man that he was melanated, when he walked the earth. Shalakia. Revelation chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the seven seals thereof. Now who was that lion that was able to from the tribe of Judah, which that's where we know what Yahushua comes from the seed of David. Revelation chapter 5 and 9. And they sung a new song. And what's that new song? This new gospel, man, that we's preaching out, that's going out today, man. That's telling you who your enemies are, who these other tribes are, you know, that they're not done away with. There are still Edomites here today, the so-called white people. There's Moab, there's Ammon, there's Hamites, all these other nations, man, that they try to do away with to hide who they were and who we were. And they sung a new song saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. Thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. So he was able, talking about Yahushua, him being perfect when he came back here on the earth, it's Yahushua, he was perfect, and that's why he was able to break the seal, open the seals of the book. And the seals was open back in the 1960s to Abba Vivens. Hopefully I got his name right, Shalakia, if I didn't. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So it's telling you right there, once Esau's kingdom is over with, it's not that the world can be done with forever, but it's going to be a new kingdom that's going to come and take charge, man. Esau is the end of the world. Shalakia, that's talking about this world here now, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth. So we're looking forward to our kingdom coming into being. Matthew chapter 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of this world? Talking about, well, it says the world, but it's talking about the end of this world. It's not the whole world is going to be destroyed. Only Babylon the Great, man, is going to be destroyed. And the rest of the world is not going to be destroyed. Not what they teach you. Lord says he's not going to destroy the world again in that fashion, man. So the whole world is not going to be destroyed. Matthew chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you see that here today, man. You have a lot of these false pastors out here. You know, they teaching a false Christ, this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus that they've been teaching since we've been over here on these shores, man. And that's what they brought over here to the northern tribes, man. They forced them to worship this image of this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, man. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And right now, what are we hearing about? Nothing but wars, man. Let me turn this up for you real quick. That's all they're talking about now, because what's going on over there in the so-called Middle East, what we know as Eastern Asia, man. A lot of shit is going off. Things are starting to heat up. Right now, Israel want that smoke. And so we're going to see what happens, man. See if Iran is going to retaliate.
It was on my screen.
For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right now, man, there's all kind of earthquakes.
I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to get you the right article up.
Let me kill that. I thought I was going to talk some more about what's happening tonight over there in the Eastern Asia, or as they like to coin it, the Middle East, which is there's no such thing as the Middle East. It's always Eastern Asia. That's another way they try to hide the land masses, identities, and all these things so we can't have a problem identifying who's who. The nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. We had come through the C-19 thing, and they're trying to bring another disease X out. It's always something new that they conjuring up and they putting out here to the people. And famines. They talking about food shortages. They're gonna be pushing that. Once the supply chain shut down, all hell is going to break loose. Let this war break out, and then we see what's going to happen. So right now, wars and rumors of wars, man. We really in that third woe, man. Talking about World War III, and all these things are the beginning of sorrows. Matthew chapter 24, verse 11, and we're going to read on down to 14. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. A lot of people are deceived, man. They have a zeal for the Lord, but not according to the knowledge, man. They still worshiping Jesus Christ. They refuse and rebuke the prophets, man, when they're out there trying to tell them what the true name of the Lord is, and try to tell them who they are, man. And especially these so-called Christian folks, man, they really not going to receive it, because they have a shown up spirit on them that they're not going to be able to receive this truth, and they're going to be destroyed. And because iniquity shall abound and love of many shall wax cold. Right now, it's cold as hell out here, in these streets, in this world, man. People one towards another. And you look in the news, man, there's all type of butchery, man, that's going on, where people being deleted, left and right. Mothers deleting their child, their kids, cutting them up, putting them in suitcases, throwing them out the cars on the interstate. There's all type of wickedness and debauchery, and the love of many shall wax cold, as spoken of in the Bible. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And why is it preached to all the nations? Because our people are scattered to all the nations of the world. And that's a part of our the curse that came on us, man, when the Lord took us out of our homeland, when we were evicted for following after these other gods, man. And the Lord dispersed us all over the world. But the majority of our people are over here in North America, man, of the 12 tribes. So that's where the major devastation and destruction is going to happen. And this gospel shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And how is it preached to all the world? Through the internet. The internet does the heavy lifting. So now everybody has some type of electronic device where they can receive and get a lot of these messages now. All parts of the world, man. This word is going out. And even though you have prophets in these other nations that are coming out and are speaking, but this word is going out all over the world. Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Talking about the abomination of desolation. Once that happened, everything was starting to tick down to this end time, man. Once we were kicked out of our homeland, out of our temples, and the heathens came in there and ransacked our temples, and and we kicked us out of our homeland. That was beginning with the abomination of desolation, man. That's when our people were done away with following the laws, statutes, commandments, and that was the beginning of the countdown to the end of the new world coming in. Daniel chapter 12, verse 7. The man clothed in linen who was above the waters of the river, who's that talking about? It's talking about Yahushua. Lifted his right hand and his left hand toward heaven, and heard him swear by him who lives forever, saying, it will be for a time, times and a half a time. When the power of the holy people has been finally broken, all these things will be completed. Daniel chapter 12, verse 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the word are closed up and sealed to the end of time. Verse 10, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. He's talking about the elect, men, women, and children of Israel, man. They're going to be delivered. We're going to be purified, and part of that purification process It's going through these hardships that we go through in this world, man, in this kingdom, man. We make our bodies a living sacrifice unto this word, man. Through humiliation, through the hardships, a lot of us catching hell, right now in this kingdom, man. Families broken up, jobs, cars, all these other things, man. They plague us as a people. And part of that plague, going through these tribulations, man, is part of that's preparing us for the kingdom. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 10, we're going to read on down through 13. 2nd Ezra. For the world hath lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. So this is 2nd Ezra, that this is coming out of the Apocrypha. This is that gap between when Yahushua, between the Old Testament and the New Testament, when the Grecians took over, and that's when the clock began. That's when the countdown began. Talking about Alexander the Greek, when he conquered the world during that time, and that's when the Esau Edom became in rulership. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. So 10 parts is already gone. Like you have a clock, and you're already at 10 o'clock, and this is talking about during the time of 2nd Ezra. So you're talking when Yahushua come on the scene, and all the way up till now, over 2,000 years ago. So now we're on the last second. We're in the fourth quarter, man. We're in the fourth quarter, the 2-minute drill. So now it's time to definitely stay ante up, keep your head on the swivel, stand on your square, and constantly stay on your watch, man, because anything can happen at any time. Like right now, what's going over there in the so-called Middle East, shit's about to pop off, man. But we know everything has to come in order. We know that the MOTB has to be, dealt out all over the world before that happens. 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 36 through 37. And unto these things Uriel, this Uriel, the archangel that's talking to 2nd Ezra, gave them answer and said, even when the number of the seas filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. So it's like a balance, man, for everything, kind of goes off, talking about iniquity. By measure hath the measure of times, and by the number hath the number of the times. And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So it has this timetable for these things that are going to happen. But we know we're at the end of the time. But how we know we're at the end? According to prophecy. You line prophecy up with these times and things that are happening, and that's where we know where we stand. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So everything has to take its course. Even though we vexed by all the bullshit and shit that we see that's going on, how women have become, how these sodomites are pretty much ruling everything, man. It has a feel. Once you get to that certain point, the shit's going to flow over, and then things going to start popping off. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So we cry out to the Lord every day, man, because all this filth, abomination, and wickedness that we have to witness here every day, man, that we have to suffer up under, So we pray that the Lord, man, we cry out to him every day. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is cry out to the Lord, man. When, Lord, when are you going to come? Please come soon, before I go to bed at night, all throughout the day, man, crying out for the Lord's return, man, to come gather up his elect. And Lord will, I am of the elect. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 10 through 11. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. That's our people, man. You so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You worshiping these false idols, man. These false deities, and Jake is in all type of satanic worships and things now, man. Jake all over the place. Jake is into Buddhism. He's into witchcraft. He's into all type of abominations, man. The Lord is going to destroy our people. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So this is Second Ezra's time. So we already been delivered out of Egypt during that time. So what Egypt he's talking about? He's talking about here in America, man. This is the new Egypt. Babylon. All those other wicked kingdoms before are just all rolled up in one, man, into this one place. Babylon the Great. She's known as the new Egypt. She's known as modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. All those names fit right into this place. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt, this new Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Because it's not talking about this Egypt now, because Egypt now, man, is damn near like a wasteland over there. It's talking about here in Babylon the Great. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 17. We're going to read all the way down to, it's going to be a long read, all the way down to 25. So pay attention. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 17. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh. Meaning come closer. Draw nigh means he's coming closer. And to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Verse 19, and I will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled. So the affliction that we're going through, man, it has to finish its course, man. We still gonna have to suffer up under these heathens, man. But it's almost there, though. We almost at the end of this prison sentence that we in, man. Verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, talking about this world here now, shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. So the books have been opened now, and now our eyes are open. The eye salve has been administered. Now we're able to see this truth, man. We're able to see and understand and see this wickedness for what it really is now. Before we receive this truth, man, we just glossed over a lot of that shit. We didn't fall into a lot of those abominations, but we pretty much, we just went along with it. We accepted it for what it was. But we know now we're not supposed to accept that. We're not supposed to subscribe to those things, man. We're supposed to call it out. Verse 21, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. So you got kids now, they're not even a year old now, they're able to speak. So this is one of the things the Lord said was going to start happening. You're going to have kids that's born with just being 3 months to 4 months old, which they call now preemies. You got preemies happen all the time. My son was a preemie. I think he's like 4 to 5 months, a little small thing. And now he was able to live because of technology. The Lord said when these things begin to happen, know that we're in the end time. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Because right now, this famine is about to happen, man. The Lord is setting up a famine over the world, mainly here in Babylon the Great. With their storehouses, they're going to be found empty. That's when you're going to have a time of Jacob's trouble, which is going to happen before World War III. Right along with the mark of MOTB, the mark of the beast. And through all those insurrections, that's when they're going to implement the MOTB in order to be able to buy, sell, or eat. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, he shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one another, and another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Let's see what's happening on the news.
Yep, there we go. First Peter chapter 5 verse 8. This is
and it goes back to 24, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 24. At that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies. If you saw that movie that just came out called Civil War, you seen like Americans fighting Americans, man. They was going at each other, some were friends, and they were still, they took a side. The same way it was in the time of COVID, people took a side, man. And same way it's going to be in this time when all hell break loose, the time of Jacob's trouble. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all those that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And talking about world, it's talking about cosmos. It's talking about a period of time, a new kingdom taking over. Luke chapter 21 verse 7. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign? Is St. Luke chapter 21 verse 7. And they asked him, saying, Master, he's talking about the prophets. And asked him, saying, When shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And Yahushua said to them, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Hamashiach. And the time draweth near, for ye not therefore after them. Verse 9, But when ye shall hear wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. A lot of people are terrified about this World War III jumping off, man. They know the kids going to go in, shit's going to happen, gas prices going to go up, food prices going to skyrocket through the roof, all hell's going to break loose. But the prophets, man, we look forward to this day, man. This is the day of us to show and prove, man, our faith to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. We look forward to this day happening because we know it's only for a short while. Then what's going to happen? Our kingdom is going to be brought into place, man. And then we're going to get our rest. Right now, man, we just all type of turmoil. We can't rest right now. Peacefully, no, we can't rest, man. We still up under these heathens, man, up under our oppressors. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall be from heaven. And one of the signs from heaven we just saw was they called the great eclipse that just happened on April 8th. We seeing chariot sightings all over the place. Like the night before April 8th, man, I must have seen a dozen chariots, man, just flying all over the place, man, within like 30 minutes. Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Okay, Shlach, let me go back verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before the kings and rulers for my name's sake. So there's going to be a persecution, man. A lot of us going to be gathered up. Some of us going to have to hit the highways and byways with a bug out bag, man, and and put our faith in the Lord, man. And some of us going to be persecuted, put in jail, and some of us may lose our lives for this truth. But we only to lose our lives to gain it right back, 2 Timothy chapter 3. We're going to read on down from 1 to 7. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And that's our people today, man. You see them all on TikTok and these other videos, man. And They all, selfies and just kind of, Jake is just as effeminate as the damn women, man. Lovers of self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient, parents, unthankful, unholy. Verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers, and those that are good, traitors. You got a lot of traitors of our people, man. A lot of these people belong to these secret organizations, man, and they sold their soul to help, to help their oppressor, man. These devils, man. They sold their soul to these devils, man. To a lot of these secret organizations, a lot of these Masonic groups, a lot of these Boule groups, through these Greek organizations. Many of Jake's men sold out, man. Traitors, heady, high-minded. Talking about traitors, also talking like bootlickers, all them, man. Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. 2 Timothy verse 3 and 5. Having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. These church houses, man, they full of them. They have a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. You tell them about Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, and these laws, statutes, commandments, man, they look at you like you're crazy, even though they go to church every Sunday, they worship, in those church houses, but they won't believe this truth, man, this knowledge. They accept the ways of these different abominations that's going on out in the world. They're okay with it. They're okay with adultery. They're okay with fornication. They're okay with these sodomites. They're accepted into their homes, man. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and leave captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. And you find that a lot of these church houses, man, which a lot of people call the whorehouse now, where old whores go at to retire. They fall into those church houses, man, after they've committed all type of sin all their life. Then they go in there and what's the word I was trying to say? Signify, And a lot of the pastors, man, they take these silly women and they sleep with them. A lot of them go there just for the pastors, man. Go in there with short dresses, pastors, hitting a lot of them, or they go in there seeking the pastors. Just all type of wickedness in these church houses, man. Same way as it was in the time of Yahweh Shai when he came on earth over 2,000 years ago. That's why he came back, man, to correct the church. The church is going off. Same way he's coming back now, man. Same thing, same exact people. Everybody has fallen into their same lot and doing the same thing that they did back then. Therefore, they didn't get their punishment then, but they're going to get it now, man, when the Lord comes back. He's going to destroy them with that fire, man. Those nuclear missiles, man. That fire from those chariots. He's going to annihilate this place, man. Mainly here in Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah. Same way as he did with Sodom and Gomorrah, but it's going to be worse. It's going to be 10 times worse what's going to happen here. And that's why we look for deliverance up out of here. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all their land thereof. Hold on, Shalak. I done got off, lost my spot. What was I reading? Oh, 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 5, and read it again, Shalak. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, for such turn away. Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and leave captive silly women laden with sin. Because church houses are full of women, man. Full of old whores that have been out there running the streets all their lives, and now they go to settle down into the church house, and they still wicked as hell, man. They still don't receive this truth. A lot of them still in there committing all type of adultery, man, all type of abominations. Led away with diverse lusts. Verse 7, and learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. They can't receive this truth, man. It's not for them. They have their place, man. They fell right back into their lot again. Revelation chapter 8, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. That's these heathens, these so-called Edomites, these Edomites, right along with our people who have taken on the ways of these other heathen nations. So really, our people are considered Gentiles, and they're going to be destroyed just like the Gentiles, man, just like the heathen. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction come upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. It's like that woman, she going into them birth pains prior to giving birth. Same way it's going on right now, man, with the earthquakes and all these other things that's happening. But it's leading up to that great day, man, that day of destruction. The day of the Lord giving birth to our new kingdom that's going to come in and rule over the earth. Psalms chapter 104, verse 9. Thus has he set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. Talking about these Edomites right now, they're in rulership. This is their world. This is their kingdom. But it's coming to an end. It has an expiration date. So they set a bound, the Lord has set a bound that they can't pass. I don't care what Esau Edom does to try to offset these prophecies from happening. He can't do it. The Lord has already written it, so therefore it's going to happen. And one thing about our people, man, and you tell them about this destruction is about to happen. Well, what about Esau Edom? Can he be saved? So Jake don't want to be saved unless Esau Edom is going to be saved with him. Jake's so enamored with his oppressor that Jake don't want to go to a heaven that his enemy is not there with him. You know, the Lord has a special place for these Edomites, man. They're going to be our slaves in the kingdom. They're going to be there, but they're going to be there in captivity. They're going to be our slaves during that time, man. And so you people that's right there, you know, going to ride out with their oppressors. They're going to be destroyed right along with their oppressors, man. Right along with these heathens. The Lord is an austere man, man. He ain't got time for all that when he come. But what about Esau? You know, that's our people, man. You can tell they sick in the head, man. All that shit this devil done to you, done to our people in times past and now, and still first thing come out Jake's mouth is what about Esau Edom? You know, and don't get me wrong, like all Edom people that look like Edomites are not Edomites, because you have what you call tares and you have, you know, the mixing of the seeds. You know, that's when the devil went out there and spread his seed, you know, when the Lord mixed us all up. So you have some that look like Edomites, and if their spirit is right, you know, they might be a Jake, man. They might be saved. The majority of those so-called white people are Edomites, man. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to come back slaves into our kingdom. Only for 1,000 years, and after that, they're going to be done away with. Let me go back to that scripture that I was talking about, if I can find it real quick. That was in, I think it was in St. Luke. No, I might not be able to find it. I had quite a few precepts on this one. Well, I can't find it right now, though, but after they didn't serve their time after 1,000 years, man, a hardcore slavery, they're going to be destroyed. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right now, all this shit's popping off, mainly over here in Babylon the Great, and they still talking peace and safety. They still talking about the election. They still talking about who's gonna win a championship. Don't worry about it. Everything gonna be all right. We a superpower. Shit's not gonna happen. Psalms 104 verse 9, because Jake has been coddled for so long, man, up under these devils, man, which really has been destroying them the same time he's coddling them, making shit seem easy. But at the same time, they're being destroyed. So when shit pop off, man, Jake gonna be left, holding the bag, man, because that's all Jake knows, go out here and chase the damn bag. Mainly the women of our peoples, and therefore they're gonna be left with that bag, because it's not gonna do them no good in the day of the Lord, man. Your riches is not gonna be able to save you in that day, man. That nice big house you got, that Mercedes or electric Tesla cars they got now, that shit ain't gonna be able to save you during that day. You can't outrun this shit that's about to pop off, man. Psalms 104 verse 9. Thou hast set a bound that he may not pass over, but they turn not again to cover the earth. That's what I was looking for. Say, return not again to cover the earth. So once he set that bound, it's going to be it for them. They're going to serve that 1,000-year hardcore slavery, and then, it's going to be in. The Lord's going to do it with these Edomites, whose kingdom is, okay. And this kind of gives you an idea what kingdom the Lord is talking about. And so we're going to go to the book of Obadiah. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3, we're going to read verse 4 also. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because right now, Esau Edom is high-minded, man. He got a lot of pride, because he's never been, especially over here in Babylon, he's never been defeated in war. So, he has this proud spirit about them, So the Lord is going to bring them down to the ground, to the dust. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest amongst the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Because, they got the satellites all up in the stars. They got the space stations and all that shit up there, and the Lord's going to bring all that shit crashing down, man. He's going to bring this devil back to his rightful place. Going to go to St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 32 and 33. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. You can tell by some of the trees, what season we're going into. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that is near, even at the door. So it's so close, man. You can tell by shit that's happening throughout the world, man. Iniquity is all over the place. Iniquity is has bound all over the place. All type of abomination is going on. Wars. You got your World War III, the Third War. All these things are happening. So we know right now, the Lord is close to being here. Devastation right at the door. Matthew chapter 24. Verse 36 and 37. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Talking about Yahweh. He's the only one that knows the time. Even Yahweh don't even know the time. But as the days of Noah, talking about Noah, were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. People will still be partying and bullshitting and checking the stock market and, checking their bank accounts and all this other bullshit. And then they see, it's too late. And our people be left holding the bag, standing, trying to remember, what's the name of the Lord? It's not Jesus. They're going to call on Jesus Christ, not going to get any answers. They're going to call on Buddha. They're going to call on Allah. They're going to call on all these other deities. And they're going to find out, man, that, all that's for naught. And they're going to try to remember, because they done heard this word, what's the name of the Lord? They ain't gonna know. And if they do know, it's going to be too late, because the door has been closed, man. Just like on the ark in the time of Noah. Once the angels came and closed and sealed that door, that was it. It was a wrap for the rest, the rest of the people. Matthew chapter 24, verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what time and what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So that's why the Lord, he put this on a timetable that only he knows. Even though we know we're getting close to that time, we don't know the exact time of the day. And right now, how do you prove yourself? You stay diligent to the end. Because, if Jake knew exact time and date, Jake could fuck off and just do all type of abominable acts, and just be wicked as hell, and then try to get right the last minute, So that's why the Lord, leave it hanging. He left it open like that. Now it's time to prove yourself so that you're worthy. So that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, the title of this lesson is when, oh Lord. We ask that every day, Lord, when are you going to come? When are you going to come and bring in the reinforcements? When you're going to come and deliver your people, your elect. Hell with these 2/3, man. We don't pray for the 2/3, man. We pray that they get the same destruction as like these Edomites. Matter of fact, they're going to get it first, The destruction going to start off in the house of Israel first, man, of our people. But that's pretty much it, man. I pray this lesson is edifying. Pray that the Lord come back soon, man. We're going to, get our reward, if he found us, redeemable. So Lord will, man, this lesson edifying. With that, say shalom.